Last Mountain Rise of Glory, we took on Kidderminster Harriers on the 6th of January, and since then, I might have finished the entire season off. I kind of got into the game and decided to play it, and I didn't stop until I realized it was a bit too late to actually stop, so awkward. Anyway, let's go through all the results we've had since we last met. It's a lot. After our draw against Kidderminster Harriers, we went to Chester and beat them by 2-1. Peak and Bellis getting the goals. We did concede later on in the 64th minute of the game, but we held on for the victory. After that, we took on Spennymoor and beat them 3-1. Bellis getting a brace, Sawyers getting the other goal. They were down to 10 men after 74 minutes, and they had actually taken the lead at one point, so clearly we're going to come back from behind. We then took on Scarborough and drew 3-3, and oh boy, we were 1-0 up, 2-1 up, and then we were 3-2 down, but then got our last gasp 84th minute equaliser. Bellis getting another brace to his name. Peak also getting another goal, but we rescued a point here, and that says a lot. We then took a Bashford and beat them by 3-1. Josh Flanagan not having a good time against us again, and Peak getting another brace to his name. A happy performance indeed. We then took an Enfield Town, and Sawyers got the only goal of the game to ensure we won against a newly promoted side, so happy days here, another victory in the books. But then we took on Kings Lynn Town and lost 2-1 after taking the lead inside the second minute of the game, and it was our first defeat in a very long time, and I was disappointed with the fact that we lost this game. The next game we had was against Chorley, and we lost this game by a 0-0, much to my own disappointment, and I was sad it happened, but yeah, 2 defeats in a row for the first time in a very long time. What is this? Our first year at the club? Thankfully, our next game was against South Shores, and we won by 2-0 here to ensure we went back to our winning ways, even if they were the better team. So sometimes you don't get what you want, and I got what I wanted here. They didn't. So ha 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 ha. We then took on Warrington and came from behind to beat them by 3-1, and it was another good performance, even if we had to come from behind to win, and I buried the players for even conceding the opening goal. The next game we had was against Alphington Town. We beat them by 3-1. Bellis getting another brace his name, and it was a really good performance again. The next game we had was against Southport, and we beat them by 4-1. Even if we injured 2 of their players. It wasn't something I was planning on doing, okay? I didn't think this would happen, but it happened, and I'm sorry it did. Then we took a Blythe Spartans and beat them by 4-0, and absolutely made sure that they did not have a good time. They had just 2 shots and 1 shot on target. We had 22 shots and an XG of 3.44, and we still outperformed either way. The next game we had was against Banbury United, and we could have won this game even simpler. We actually had a penalty which we missed. We had an XG of 3.83 and only scored 2 goals. So should I be upset with the fact that we conceded the only shot we had on target against us? Yes, I'm upset about that, but again, we were really good in this game, and we showed that we deserved to be here either way. We won again in the next match against Braintree, and once again, a clean sheet to our collection, and once again, we get 2 goals. Happy days. We then took on Boston United and won by 3-0, and we actually signed a player very recently because of a loan spell ending. Dean Woodman's back at the club, and we signed him on loan for 2 months because Bradshaw's loan ended and we couldn't renew his contract, and there you go. He's got a lot of value to his name, and I don't plan on signing him, if I'm completely honest with you. I've not been impressed with him at times, even if he has had a 6.94 average rating so far. We then took on Peterborough Sports and beat them by 2-0, and we looked quite comfortable in this game, if I'm completely honest with you. A very easy performance, to say the least. And then the last game we had in recent times was actually against Farsley, and this was actually the game that saw us become champions of the National League North. It was a very nice performance, and I say that I wasn't really that happy with the performance at times because it felt like we were letting the pressure of the situation get to the better of us, and our striker, Bayliss, had a 5.9 average rating, but we managed to get a draw, and the 2 teams chasing us down lost, so we had a 13-point gap with 4 games to go, and we were officially crowned champions of the division. And it was the best performance this club's ever had in this division, as the first time this club's ever won this division in the first place and is going up to the 5th tier for the very first time. So, happy days. We're in a very good situation to say the least. And this is a table with 4 games to go. We have 13 points clear with 4 games left. We can't be cool, and we just look very confident. We really do, and it's very nice to have this situation on our hands. Buxton, who we could have gone to in the very first team of the save, got relegated. And Banbury United, our rivals, look like they're going down as well. So, happy days. So now, let's go to the end of this season and see what we did in the last 4 games of the year. To nobody's surprise, we decided to take on Tamworth in the next match and lose 2-1. Because, of course we do. As soon as we win the title, we decide to lose our concentration and just throw away all 3 points when we should be winning this game 100%. But I guess we've already got the title. I can't be too upset, but we weren't even the best team in the game. So I'm just very frustrated. Their second goal was just a cheap goal as far as I'm concerned, and I'm just frustrated with it. But then we bounced back and beat Telford by 6-1 to ensure that what happened in the last match was just a one-off fluke. Bayliss gets a hat-trick and we're looking very good again. 6 goals here, and we looked good, to say the least. Their goalkeeper had a nightmare of a match though. We then took them filed and they lost 4-0 to us after they went down to 10 men inside 5 minutes, so it's not been their best performance, to say the least, and I'm really hoping that in the future we don't have to play in this division ever again. So, happy days for the performance. And then we beat Buxton the last game of the year by 2-0 to ensure that we finish the season off in style and we absolutely destroy this team, even if we didn't score as many goals as we should have done. We've also gotten to the last game of the year because the review didn't happen until after the playoffs happened, so we are promoted and we won the league by 14 points. Kidderminster Harriers beat South Shields in the final of the playoffs to ensure they got with us. Bashford, Peterborough Sports, Banbury United and Buxton all go down. We had job interviews with the likes of Buxton at the beginning of the save. They turned us down for another manager. They've gone through a couple of matches since then, and I'm happy with how things have gone. We've had teams like Hampton and Richmond and Tonbridge Angels looking to sign us or looking to approach us for job interviews. The only 2 teams that came to approach us was Hampton Richmond and Brackley. So, Brackley promoted. Hampton Richmond I didn't go for because I wanted a team further up north than close to London, and I think it's worked out for us. Either way, Bella's got 26 goals in the league this year, and I'm happy to say the least. In the southern side of things, Tonbridge Angels survived, and they did well for themselves. Hampton and Richmond in 9th place. If anything, they benefited more than Buxton did. It says a lot that Buxton got so badly screwed by their own stupidity to turn me down, but okay. Yeah, they signed Chris Maffei, and they've sacked 2 managers since we got turned down by them, so there's that. Yep, I'm not going to say anything else. That's going to be 3 managers that'll leave since you can't manage a team that's not playable in this league, it feels like, so awkward. But this is the end of the season review. We've won a league, and that's fun. And honestly, my main aim is to at least win a trophy everywhere I've been, so we've done that here at Brackley Town, which is wonderful. And if we look at the arrivals, apparently the signing of the season is Tom McGarley. How? I'm very confused by the fact that this kid, this goalkeeper who only got 7.0 average rating, is the signing of the season. Look at all the signs we've made. I'm surprised that Sonny is not the signing of the season because of his loan spell was really good. Or Lennon Peake wasn't the signing of the season because he got 34 goal contributions in 46 matches. We didn't even pay that much for him. Joshua Lett, really good. Oliver Green, not bad. Rio's really good. Sawyers was really good. Bramwell got 27 goal contributions as well. O'Nally had the average rating than McCarley, and I'm surprised by this. Vallis was quite good. Bellis, even though he didn't have the best average rating at times, still got 32 goal contributions as well. Ferdinand Oko was quite good. Flanagan was decent. We might have paid him too much actually, but Woodman was okay in his couple of matches. Got 2 goals in 9 appearances. Theo Williams did quite well. 20 goal contributions in 38 matches. And the list goes on, and you could just say some of the players that we brought in have done quite well for us. And yeah, I'm just happy with how this has gone. We didn't give Sonny Davis a game because in the end we didn't need to. We had so many good players that we could just do stuff with. It's wonderful. If you look at the players that we let go, I think I made a good call half these players, honestly. And I look at the average rating for some of them. Yes, Cosmos actually did quite well, but he was playing in the tier below us, so there's that. Jones was okay, made 49 appearances, and Shepard didn't have a great average rating for Torquay. And if you look at the players that left us, either they didn't get a new club or they just didn't do well at all. Stead wasn't that great. I just released him. I think he might not have a club yet. No, he doesn't. He does have people wanting him though. Dylan Duncan we just released because he was upset about something. I offered a mutual termination. He said yes, so we were just upset with each other at one point or another. Cannon said, who wants Stead is my question. Flint Town or Swansea University? Okay, Welsh teams. Cool. Good for him. Also, Lopez had a good loan spell. 23 goals contributions in the 5th tier of Portugal, so happy days for him. Either way though, we won the league comfortably. We got 105 goals and 105 points in 46 matches, so really, really good. We got to the first one of the FA Cup where Wigan beat us, so not shocking when you think about it that way, because it's Wigan. And FA Trophy, this is the only downside of the season, I think, for me, and that says a lot. But again, it wasn't the end of the world. Moments to remember was a 6-0 win against Banbury United, our biggest win of the season, and against our local rivals no less. Kings Lynn, the 4-1 victory against them was the match to remember. Peak getting a hat-trick in that game was really good. And Ferdinand Oko getting a goal in the second minute of the FA Cup against Gloucester City was the goal of the season. Let's watch it. But yeah, this is the free kick. And yeah, top corner. I can't argue that. That's a really good free kick. Finances. I'm not going to talk about these. I think this is actually from last year, to be fair. So this might not actually be the finances I'm looking for. But again, not terrible. And it was better than I was expecting, to be completely honest with you. How we learned it was this. And again, you can see my confusion by the fact that some of these players didn't get the best signing, when apparently our best signing didn't even make the list. So that's slightly awkward, isn't it? But either way, we looked quite good here. So Sonny was the player of the season. And the younger player of the season, I'm so confused as to how Tom got the signing of the season, but okay. Oko got the goal of the season. Bellis got 26 goals overall. And Peak got 14 assists. Peak was so good this year because he also got player of the match awards 8 times. Sonny had a 7.3 average rating and Sawyers got the most passes per 90. But if you look at all the records, Bayliss getting 26 league goals. Yes, he only scored in the league, which is bizarre to say the least, but it was good to see him do well. Peak doing well. He was underrated. I did not expect Peak to be doing as well as he has done this year. So again, really, really happy days. And we was the youngest ever player that we've ever had and the youngest goal scorer we've ever had. So really good sign for the future. And I think this team is good for the future, I feel. And again, understandably, best ever finish for the team. So understandably, it's a season to remember. And things are happening. It's really promising, to say the least. And what we did in the middle of the season was the making of the season for us, and it really set us up for good success. So happy days for us. And we look at the timeline now. I'm happy. You wouldn't have thought that just last year we barely survived and we only got 20th place, but yeah, there you go. We completely changed things up, and it's going really well for us. It really is. So I'm delighted with how this has gone. And after last year, where we barely survived, to absolutely destroy this league, it feels like a massive achievement and a massive improvement. Also, I'm looking at the club vision and expectations for this season. This happened on the 6th of May, so after the last game of the year. And I'm surprised it was able to keep this on, but nothing really happened so far. We are told to attempt to avoid relegation from the National League next year, which is really, really good. And the supporter profile update, we've only gained 251 people to the list, so there's that. And I'm not really shocked. Weirdly enough, the board actually decided to do this themselves and add a standing area or increase it by 500 people. A standing area when we won't have the opportunity to have standing seats in the next division above. It's slightly awkward, but okay. Also, the chairman put another 150 grand into the club, so there's that. Oh, I've been linked with the Northampton job, bizarrely enough, and the Bristol City job. Yeah, this is a thing I should really talk about, really. I should also talk about the fact that we got 2 5-star potential ability players in the youth intake as well. Joe Brown, who's only a 1-star accountability player, so not really a massive shock here. And Kiernan, I don't know why this guy is so good, but he's 6'4" and a winger. How is he 6'4" is my question. Like, he's not that amazing, but he's got great potential apparently. It's so weird to me. We also got Seamus Norkett, who looks like a bit of a questionable signing now, look at this. And we also got Elliot Rieti, who could actually be a good striker. So there's that for ourselves, I suppose. Oh, and I was also linked to Forest Green Rovers. They have talked to me about some bits and pieces in the media, asking, how do you feel about being linked to a big job like Forest Green? My first thought honestly was, why have I been linked with a 2-star club? And then the Bristol City job apparently became a thing that I got linked with as well. So Forest Green have just been relegated from the League One's league. So immediately, that's a jump up in a league anyway. So I can just avoid going to the Vanarama National League straight away, which is great. And then I got linked to Bristol City. And I'm going to be honest, I look at their facilities, I look at everything here, I look at the money they have there, I looked at this, and my mind thought, that's a big job. And I've got to look at this because, well, Moyes was the manager who got sacked, and I was the third favourite. And if I'm completely blunt, I want this job. And I might be about to apply for it in the future. So there's that. Anyway, we're going to go to the end of the season and see what else has happened and what other jobs become available. Because Bristol City is the biggest job we've been linked with so far. And I'm delighted by that because it gives me hope for the future. Oh, also, Northampton just got relegated from League 2. So that's not appealing to me. And that was interesting to say the least. And then I looked at this page. And I thought, who's the leading candidate for these jobs? And one thing happened that caught my eye immediately. I'm the favourite for the Fylde, the Dagenham Redbridge, the Altrincham, and the Accrington Stanley jobs. So I think I'm on the move this year. I don't know why. Either way, let's get to the end of the season and see what other jobs have become available. Yeah? So we're back. And I'm now going to go through the other clubs, other leagues as well, to see who went up and who went down in the promotion relegation fights. Chesterfield went up along with Crawley Town. They beat Colchester in the final of the Vanarama National League playoffs. Salford have gone up along with Cheltenham, Grimsby and Stockport County in League 2. In League 1, Cardiff, Derby County and Reading have all gone up. Reading win the playoffs against Portsmouth. In the Championship, Nottingham Forest and Brentford went up. Blackburn won the playoff final against their opponents, Hull City. So that's happening. And also, this has happened in the Premier League. And Southampton won the FA Cup final. So Tottenham somehow, even now, have managed to avoid being in the Europa League. It's almost as if they love the Europa Conference League in this save. And that's awkward. That being said, more things have happened. I've applied for the Bristol City job. I just thought it was an opportunity that was too good to turn down, especially after I got linked with the role, and more jobs have become available. Obviously, jobs like Celtic, Rennes, Nantes, and other clubs like that, I feel like I can't really go for right now. That's too good, especially with Rennes literally getting second place in Ligue 1, so that's impressive to say the least. Inter, Frankfurt, Augsburg all become available, and I just couldn't believe my eyes with some of these jobs that came up. Hacken were available, Norrköping were available, and I just think to myself, well, that's some big jobs, and I want to go to a load of clubs in the future as well. And yeah, some of these jobs that became available really caught my eye for one reason or another, and I want to go to some big jobs in the future, like foreign jobs as well. I want to win 10 different top flight leagues and cups in the future, so potentially going abroad to clubs like Slovakia, Slovenia and all that stuff would be good. And then I went to the job centre. I looked again. Presley's still the favourite for the Bristol City job. He outright said he'll be interested in the job. But, and this is a big but, I looked at the Middlesbrough job after they sacked Michael Carrick. And he's now the favourite for that job as well. And in my mind, Presley's going to Middlesbrough. I'm going to Bristol City. So a lot of things are happening. And it's really good things. But all these jobs are coming available gives me hope that I will get a new move. And my mind's already thinking, I'm leaving this season, whatever happens now. And I've got Accrington Stanley, Forest Green and Bristol City linking me with their roles. We've got Preston, Swansea and Shrewsbury also now open as well, along with a load of other teams. And as far as I'm concerned, with all the jobs that are now available, I'm probably moving one way or the other. It's just a matter of who hires me and not which club can I go to, because I'm going to be busy one way or the other. And just to prove my point, I go forward a few days later. Altrincham, Dagenham Redbridge, Forest Green and Fylde have all come to me to offer me a job interview on the same day. So what I'm going to do is end this here. Out of all these jobs that become available, out of all these people that come to me asking me for a job interview, and the jobs I've applied for in Bristol City's point of view, where would you think I should go? My mind is already thinking Bristol City, but if I can't get that, then Forest Green is the next best thing. Forest Green have already come to me, so in my mind, that's the next best thing. But I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on all of the stuff that's happened this year. I also want to hear your thoughts and opinions on what job I should go for next. I'm almost certain I'm leaving Brackley Town this summer. It's just a matter of where I go from here and nothing else. But either way, I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. I hope you guys will like and share this video and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. But anyway, until next time, goodbye and well, good night.